Today, I am going to introduce you to a segment of web design called page layout, or more specifically, Modernist Layout. Blogger and designer Stephanie Hamilton refers to it as a fairly new concept in web design that has been around for thousands of years. Basically, it's like laying your website out on a grid like you see in a newspaper. So why is it popular? Well, the consensus seems to center upon three common points. They are that a grid creates stability, maintains structure, and establishes a focal point. An additional guide that deals with page layout is called the rule of thirds. This guideline proposes that an image should be imagined as divided into 9 equal parts, and that important elements of the project should be placed along these lines or their intersections to create more tension, energy, and interest in the project than simply centering the subject would. Let's look at another example. This one, before and after. A newer, more technical version of this is called the 960 grid system. This system is an effort to streamline web development by providing commonly used dimensions based on the width of 960 pixels. There are two variants, 12 and 16 columns, which can be used separately or in tandem. If you like, there is also a 24 column version. Now here is an example. And the same example without the grid lines. Now, do real websites follow these guidelines? Well, let's take a look. The first website we're going to look at is Wells Fargo. You can see that it defaults to the most common used tab, that of Personal Banker. You can see that there's divisions based on the 16 grids. It also has the columns down below for easy use of personal banking, loans, and investing and insurance. The next one we want to look at is ESPN. Above, just below the header, is the major sports of the day and their scores. The next line down goes to the subjects that most people would be most interested in. And then it has the major stories. Down below, we pick up the blogs of the different sports writers. Next, Forbes magazine. Above the header, the topics of most interest for the readers of this magazine. Again, spaced out in columns or on grids. The header, then the major story, the middle third of the page coming down, the major stories of the day, and then across the bottom, special features. An entertainment website, CBS TV. This website on the top shows the major categories that most people would like to see. Then with a interest gathering header, such as a sweepstakes, full episodes online divided by days, and then other things that are new to the website, such as shows and reviews of the live TV schedule. Finally, the fifth one that we want to look at is Mormon.org. Very simply laid out, you can see or imagine the grid lines coming down the page in each section. Header stories on subjects that are of most interest to people. Then as you go down, wanting to know more, information that people can find laid out in a nice grid-like fashion on the left and then more explanation about the sponsor of the website in the center, and more information can be found on the search over on the right-hand side. So now that you know about the Modernist layout, you'll never look at a web page the same way again.